goal, it was often accompanied by a megawatt smile as he rejoiced with teammates. And we saw it a lot. He set a franchise record for total points. That smile lit up the entire Air Canada Centre while illuminating the hopes of one of hockey's most fervent fan bases. Like Mario Lemieux before him, this skilled giant appeared effortless when he played. The truth is, there was heroic effort game in and game out. He won the admiration of two nations, Leaf Nation and Sweden, as he led them to Olympic gold in 2006. Fans missed that post-goal smile, Matt Sundin, but the hockey world can't wait to see it again as you take your rightful place among the game's greats in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
First thing that comes to mind when I hear Mats Sundin's name is leader. When Mats was drafted first overall in '89, I think that definitely served as inspiration for European players, legitimizes the European hockey overall. I think he carried that on with his legacy in the NHL as well, being a pioneer, being a captain for a Canadian team even, and that has helped European hockey overall and European players to be accepted as big parts of NHL. The first time I saw Mats Sundin, he wasn't aware of it because it was on the television, playing the World Championships and scoring huge important goal for Team Sweden against Russia. It's probably going to go down as one of the highlight goals of the rivalry we had with Toronto. He was definitely the guy we keyed on and with his size, and he could be pretty intimidating. I think I learned a lot from Mats in terms of how do you separate the hockey and the life outside hockey, and that's where I think he had a really good understanding and obviously a good upbringing from his parents that hockey's a game and you put everything you have into it, but then you have to be able to put it aside when you're away from the rink, and I think he did that in a really good way. For Mats, winning the Stanley Cup in Toronto was his biggest goal, and I think when you talk to him and they lost out or they've been close. I think we always look at, maybe he should have played with a better play here. He could have had this guy on his left wing. He wasn't surrounded by good enough players. But the one thing that struck me with Mats, he never made an excuse. He always thought, well, I could have been better. I could have done more to help the team. To play with Mats for Team Sweden was a lot of fun for me. So I looked up to him as an idol almost, and he's almost 2 years older than me. And get a chance to play with him was a thrill. And I just know that every time I play with him, he made me better.
Sweden has got it, boys! Sweden has got it! They won the gold medal!
Well, Mats being the captain for the '06 team in Turin, and I think we kind of just been taking him for granted. You can talk to any Swedish player, and he is probably, when you talk, captain for Team Sweden, everybody would think of Mats Sundin. Mats' status in Sweden is huge. I don't know any other term to frame it. He is regarded as probably the best Swedish player of all time. At least he is, in my opinion. Mats belongs in the Hall of Fame because he's been a pioneer for European hockey. He has been a leader throughout his whole career, and he has been a consistent player in terms of producing offensively, in terms of playing a lot of games every year, and just at the level he's played at, that he definitely belongs in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Mats Sundin, inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in the Players category.
Daniel never told me those words on the ice there. He was always heckling me. 1966, Max Bentley, Toe Blake, Butch Bouchard, Frank Brimsek, Ted Kennedy, Elmer Latch, Ted Lindsay, and Babe Pratt were inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame. That same year, my father Tommy took my mother Gunilla on their first date in Stockholm. And where did he take her on the first date? A hockey game, of course. 5 years later, I was born, and 46 years later, after that date, I'm standing here being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's a very humbling and tremendous honor to stand here today in front of all of you. Thanks to the Hockey Hall of Fame Selection Committee for selecting me. Congratulations to Joe, who was my role model coming to Quebec, Pavel and Adam, who I competed against. I'd like to thank my parents that have been driving me and my two brothers, Per and Patrick, to every small rink there is in Stockholm. Early Sunday mornings, late nights, always putting the three of us in first place. Without your support, I would not be standing here today. I love you. Also, a special thanks to my wife, Josephine. I love you more than ever. Thanks for giving us our beautiful daughter. Also, thanks to my former teammates that are here today, some that traveled far. Brian McCabe, Freddie Modine, Ty Domi, Gary Roberts, Joe Noondike, Curtis Joseph, Doug Gilmore, Matt Martin, Darcy Tucker, Wendell Clark, Boya Salming. It means a whole lot to me for all of you to be here today. Special thanks to a friend of our family, Mike Walton. Michael has been a close friend to me and my family over all these years. Also thanks to Mr. Tannenbaum and the entire Maple Leafs organization. On the plane over here, I was thinking to myself, how can I recognize everyone that has influenced me, supported me, and helped me over all these years? All the great teammates that I play with, great trainers that looked after me, coaches and management that gave me a chance to compete and believed in my ability to play in the National Hockey League. The friends on and off the ice that supported me no matter what the score was after the game. I wish I could meet everyone and say thanks for everything, but that's impossible. I dedicate my induction today to everyone that's been supporting me during my hockey career. Playing hockey from an early age was the most important thing and fun thing in my life. Me and my brothers played street hockey every day, summer, fall, spring, and winter, on the driveway, in the basement, sometimes with grandma in net, and sometimes our mom had to play in net. And next thing you know, you're part of the hockey team. You realize that as you get older, the benefit of being part of team sports. You learn from an early age about respect to each other, learn the importance of being on time, understanding the importance of caring about the person next to you, understanding it's not all about yourself. Playing professional hockey, being part of a team, also taught me a lot about life. You find out who you are, what your strength is, and what your weaknesses are. It's a great game where you develop and work on your skills, your character, and your passion. Many coaches claim there is no I in the word team, but Pat Quinn always claims the opposite. As an individual, you're responsible for your own work, your own development as a player. Don't hide behind the group, look at someone else to get the job done. So I agree, Pat. There is an I in team, and that mentality helped me develop as a player and takes responsibility for my own game. Hockey in the NHL is the elite of the hockey world, competing against the best of the best. You're a part of an elite group that will be challenged every day to be better. You trust your own teammate to do his job, and you focus on your own performance. But it's not only hockey players in an NHL team. There's trainers, physiotherapists, doctors, a whole staff that creates a great organization. Trainers like Brian Papineau, Scott McKay, people that get up 4 in the morning and go to bed late at night. And I've been fortunate to be around those kind of people throughout my whole career. I always enjoyed being part of a team, competing and working together, and I will miss that. I've been fortunate to have great role models and leaders during my career. people that set me in the right direction, give you advice, encouragement, and critique when needed. I believe that, and when I landed in Toronto on Thursday afternoon, I came home, driving in from the airport, reflecting on 13 years in Toronto. Living in the city, friends that I made over the years, players that I play with. I thought of the fans, the incredible loyal fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs that bleed blue and white. I recall years ago driving down to the Air Canada Centre in May, going down a playoff game and passing people going through their offices in suits, but with the Leaf jersey on top of it. Leaf fans that filled the Air Canada Centre to cheer us on. I will never forget what you have given me. I will never play an NHL game again, but the great memories I get to keep forever. Thanks for everything.
Congratulations, Matt. That concludes the 2012 Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We want to congratulate all of the inductees and their families, Pavel Bure, Adam Oates, Joe Sakic, and Matt Sundin. The game of hockey is grateful for your contributions, and fans will never forget the magic you brought to the game throughout your Hall of Fame careers. Good night. We hope to see you really soon.